Morning, my name's Steve and welcome to the Seaside Allotment channel. And it's a gorgeous sunny day today. It's been quite a frosty, about -3, but it's time for the anniversary tour of the allotment. So this is my second anniversary of growing, and I chose this date because this is the date when I planted my first seeds on the allotment 2 years ago. So let's take a look around, see what's going on. So I'm going to make a start in my little greenhouse. And we've got my leeks here. These are just being grown for baby leeks. We've got a few spinach left over from last week's planting. We've got some calabrese, some bolt hardy beetroot, should be planted very soon. Some colettes and cauliflowers and Savoy cabbages, some rab, some lettuces that have been planted today, some perpetual kale which is going to be planted today, and some more calabrese which is going in today. Broad beans maybe today, peas, alderman, and then just loads of brassicas which are all planted quite early, and they're not growing that strongly, to be fair, but we'll see how they go. Some of the late carrots, miner's lettuce still doing really nicely. Let's take a look at these cold frames. Lots of spring onions starting to mature nicely. These are sown from seed, those are sown from plugs. A little bit of problem with lichen, is it? Something algae, something like that. I have to keep breaking it up a little bit, but once the tops come off that should be okay. I think it's dripping from the polythene top. My January planted salad bed, one of many, carrots, and just look at these little beauties. Radish, quite a few of these are ready now. I'm really happy with those. It's really nice to have a salad mix again. Pak choy are doing really lovely. I'm going to be harvesting loads of those for the salad mix today. And the chard's really springing to life now. Lovely baby leaf chard there. There's lovely green lettuces. Finally managing to survive the slugs, and interplanted those with spring onions as well. Same story in this bed. Lettuces, spring onions, and more lettuces and spring onions. So as your theme going there, I like to have plenty of spring onions for the salad mixes. Overwintered lettuces starting to spring back to life nicely. Bit of spinach there, again overwintered. All this is overwintered spinach. Looks like a lot of spinach at the moment, but doing a big spinach harvest today. It's one of our delivery days to our friends and family. Some bull's blood beetroot, that looks lovely in the salad mixes, which is the main reason why we grow that. Again, overwintered lettuces, and new lettuces coming on really nicely. Not be long now before I take up all the overwintered ones and just stick with the ones that were planted in January and February. Carrots here, looking pretty good. And perpetual spinach over there. Actually, let's just have a quick look. The carrots and the perpetual. There's a little bit of damage to these carrots, but they're actually looking pretty good. I'm quite pleased with them. Might even pull one up and show you. Let's have a look. Actually, maybe not a great example, but I'll leave that out. I'll have that for my lunch. Okay, this is a bit better one. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Corn salad that we planted, when did we plant this? I think it was February. Kale looking a bit worse for wear really. It didn't really like the beast from the east. It really knocked it back. This is another spinach bed. This will soon be taking over from some of this undercover spinach. More undercover spinach here. Next batch of spring onions and next batch of radishes, all pushing up nicely. Made a bit of a mistake on this bed. Didn't think the carrots were coming up, so planted spring onions in their place, and then eventually the carrots pushed up, so I've now got an intermixed bed of carrots and spring onions, and I have no idea what's going to happen, but we shall see how it plays out. I just couldn't bear to pull it up. Now it's interesting that when I did this tour last year, there was quite a bit of asparagus starting to push up on the same day, but not a sign of it. That just shows how much colder it's been this year. Another beautiful overwintered spinach bed, and we add these to the spinach mixes. So this is giant red mustard and some more really beautiful spinach. This is red kitten, and this monster is red frills mustard. Early brassicas under here in that whole bed, and onions under here, and chard down there. All of the gooseberries are all springing into life. I don't know whether you can see, but lots of lovely green on these, which is a relief because last year all of these were decimated by sawfly. So I have started a few peas. These are alderman, and they're protected by this little cloche. They seem to be doing okay. Another salad bed, bit of overwintered salad at the back. That's fully overwintered. This is all new. Ready to start harvesting that. And the last little bits and pieces in here, taking all of this bed out and putting beetroot in. And this is the last of the overwintered beds. Gorgeous perpetual spinach here, real spinach at the back, more bull's blood and pak choi, and that's just going to seed now, so that bed will be all pulled out very soon. Broccoli's looking pretty good now. It's under the nets and protected, and as you can see it's not far off now, bursting into life. Last few sprouts on this plot. There's still a few. Plenty on Jennie's plot. Raspberries, no sign of life really there. Rocket's doing really nicely. It's a salad rocket. And there's more down there. And then we've got the overwintered corn salad. So by the time we finish this, the stuff on the bed that I've just shown you will be ready. So that's pretty good. Composting operations in full swing. Polytunnel's finished. I'll do a polytunnel floor tour in a few days. So now let's go and have a quick look at kitchen garden plot. On our way to the kitchen garden plot, we're going to pass the side of my plot, and I've done quite a lot of work tidying this up. It was a horrible weedy mess. Took 9 bags of weeds out, and I'll show you it now. So basically this is going to be trees and woodland plants. There's a fan cherry going in here, and there's some minarets all the way along here. There's a plum, 2 apples, a pear and a cherry, and we've also planted the top of the fence up with succulent sedums. So there we go. So we're on our way down to kitchen garden plot, Debbie's plot. We'll just have a quick skim around there. So it's looking pretty good. There've been a few issues with it. We have lost, it looks like we've lost those. Lavender. We've lost pretty much all of the broad beans on here, but we've got plenty on Jennie's plot. More corn salad here, doing really nicely. Herbs are holding in there. The miner's lettuce on here is too damaged now, needs fully cutting back or taking out. Stuff on my plot's still doing well. It's just undercover, it's got that bit of extra protection. Kale's doing nicely here. Oh, it's great, it's going to seed. We love it when it goes to seed. We eat this just like broccoli. So quite excited to start picking that. The real broccoli is looking pretty good. Plenty of buds on everything, all waiting to spring to life. Again, just a little bit of kale hanging in there, not looking that great, but it's not too bad. Kale has not been good this year, really not been good. And there's the first little bit there of broccoli waiting to come through. That's the variety Claret. Okay, so that's Debbie's plot. I'm going to pop round to Jennie's plot. So here we are on Jen's plot. It's looking good. All these tubs are prepared, waiting for their potatoes to go in. That'll happen in a few days' time. Got some early potatoes here though that are coming up nicely. These are all Aaron Pilot. We've got about 12 tubs of potatoes on the go. So we're not planting early in the ground because there's no point. We'll start with the tubs, and they're so well advanced. I'll show you those at home as well. So what have we done? We've got a good mulch of wood chips down there underneath the hedge. We've done a lot of work on this plot to reduce the workload. It's all heavily mulched now and should be much easier to cope with the weeds. So let's have a look at the growing. Everything's looking good. The garlic bed is looking really nice. We've got some onions in there as well, which are still looking pretty good, and some I forget. Red cabbages, still okay, not blown, not rotted. I did cut one off, and I just love the fact that there's new baby cabbages growing in its place. Almost like massive Brussels or massive colettes. Really great. Some sprouts here. They're actually doing okay. I've got to eat more sprouts. I'm just overwhelmed with stuff to eat at the moment. We only just started deliveries to our friends last week, so we've got to get some more people eating this stuff because we've got a lot. I'm really pleased to see that the shard is coming to life. Fantastic. We will have replacement in the ground soon for large leaf shard. We've got loads of baby leaf in the ground. broad beans are doing okay. By comparison with last year, they're about a third of the height though, so just shows you. But it's a good bed, happy with that. Where's the kale? Doing a little bit better on this plot, so quite pleased. Looking forward to that going to seed as well. We love that. Broccoli's going mad on here. This is Rudolph. We've been eating this for months and months, but it's really going crazy at the moment. So by the time this is finished, the claret should be in full steam. We've still got a lot of colettes, and I cannot speak too highly about colettes. They're just wonderful. Much better than sprouts. A massive yield by comparison with sprouts, like 3 or 4 times as many. And not only do you get more, but the number that you can eat is substantially better as well. And they don't seem to be bothered by pests anywhere near as much. So I am so excited to be growing a lot more colettes. And that is pretty much it. So with that, that's the end of the tour. I've got to get on and do some planting. See you soon. I never said I'd gone, but I thought you might just like to see today's harvest. This is the first bit. This is the spinach harvest. So quite pleased with that one. And here is the salad harvest. Looking very lush. Salad's a bit thin on the ground at the moment, but by next week it should be going like crazy. And here we go. There's the mixed Brassica crop. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to zoom in on this one because I'm just so pleased with these. Really gorgeous. Fantastic. Okay.